What's going on, guys? So in this box right here is a PS3, a fat PS3 that I ordered from GameStop. And the funny thing is, I actually ordered this thing almost 4 months ago. It was the beginning of February when I bought it, and it kind of slipped through the cracks, and I forgot that I had it. And so I'm finally unboxing it now. It's supposed to be an 80 gig PS3, fat PS3 from GameStop. So let's just go ahead and open it up and see what's inside. And of course, we'll test it out and everything. And you know, I don't think I bought any games with it. Actually, I'm pretty sure I did not buy any games with it because I just went back and looked at the receipt in my email, and it cost 99 bucks, which, just looking back on it, that's not a terrible price, I don't think, for a PS3, but it really depends what kind of condition it's in. So, standard GameStop. This is actually pretty good packaging for GameStop standards. We got all these, I still don't know what these called. I think they're called air pillows. But they're pretty nice, and usually GameStop just uses a bunch of, like, you know, the brown paper and stuff, but that's actually the best packaging I've seen from GameStop. They use little air pillows and put it in there nicely, so that's a good sign. Let's go ahead and take this thing out and see what we got in here. So as usual, it's probably not focusing, and you probably can't read what you're looking at right here, but as you can see, you got a PS3 system, 80 gigabytes, 2 USB, 99 bucks. So the one thing I'm holding out hope for is that they accidentally sent me a backwards compatible PS3. You know, a 2 USB system is not supposed to be backwards compatible, which is what this is. But we're going to go ahead and check it out. And actually, let's look around the outside first. So on this side, we can see what it includes. So as usual, got the console, controller, USB charging cable, HDMI cable, AC cable, and of course the free 30-day guarantee that expired a long time ago because I didn't open this thing up in time. Somewhere on one of these sides it usually shows who inspected it. Here we go. Or not. I guess it just gives you a serial number and all that mess. So this is a... Oh, what is that? Okay, never mind. I saw this 20 right here. I highly doubt you can see that, but it said 20, so I thought it was a 20 gigabyte PS3 for a second that they accidentally sent me, but I think that's saying 80 gig to USB, not 20. And it's a GameStop refurbished. If you don't know the difference between a GameStop refurbished and a used, as far as I can tell, a refurbished is something they fixed, and a used is just a console that somebody turned in that was in good condition and they resold it. So I would say typically to err on the side of used, just because it usually didn't have problems in the past, whereas refurbished probably did have problems. But it's interesting to see both sides. So we got a refurbished console here. And to be honest, I don't remember. This might have been the only option they had. There are some consoles where all they have is refurbished. They don't have any used. But let's go ahead and see what's inside of here. And of course, first thing we see here is this instruction sheet that GameStop seems to include with a lot of its consoles. And you know, I find it kind of ironic and funny that they include instruction sheets with their consoles, just because a lot of times GameStop is kind of careless with their consoles and that sort of thing. And you know, they have the audacity to put together a super basic instruction sheet, like where do you plug in your HDMI, where do you plug in your power cord. They put it super basic, and you know, they don't do basic things like clean the console and stuff like that. It's just kind of funny. So I think I got this flipped around. PS3L. I don't know what the L means or what it stands for, but this cardboard is, I'm not sure what's going on here, but I guess I'll just rip it off. That was really interesting packaging. Okay. Wow. This thing is, I don't know if you guys can see that well, but all right, let me just, let's pause on the console for a second. Let's take a look at the controller we got right here. So, we got a controller, obviously, and actually, the controller looks to be in really good condition. It's just a DualShock 3 controller. The thumbsticks have lots of grip, don't seem to have any issues. The back of the controller has a little bit of wear, I guess. A little bit of scuffs that you could probably wipe off pretty easily. But all the buttons click just fine, and it looks pretty clean, all things considered, so that's a good sign. Next up, we got our power cord, which is just a standard like AC power cord, and then HDMI. I got plenty of both of those, so I don't need to worry about that. And now, zoom back out a little bit. Here is the main event. We got our console right here, and this thing, just from first glance, you know, I'm not sure what's going on here. This thing is terribly dirty. Let me just go ahead and bring it out. Oh, one more thing. Got the USB cable. It's actually a really long USB cable, but who cares about that? All right, guys, so here's our PS3. And my first thought is, if you're familiar with PS3s, these things are supposed to be glossy. You know, like if I were to tilt it this way, you would be looking at my face right now. But as you can see with this console, you cannot see my face because it's not glossy and it's not reflecting as it's supposed to be. At first glance, what I think somebody did is that they used something abrasive to clean the console. So it looks like they used, like, you know, I don't know what those things are called, but I'm trying to think of like the little sponges you use when you're cleaning dishes. And it looks like they used one of those. It's kind of abrasive, and they just scrubbed it and to try to clean it. But in the process, they just completely destroyed the glossy finish. Like, I don't. This is crazy. You know, just thinking about it, I feel like the guy who was cleaning this thing took something abrasive, started scrubbing it, and he's like, oh crap, it's making a lot of scratches. Let me go ahead and just do this to the entire console, because literally every part of this console looks like that. Like this part right here, you know, it looks like he scrubbed it with abrasive stuff. Same here, same all over the top, even the side. Same thing on the side. Let's check out the back. Same thing on the back too. Like it's crazy. And then this side, yep, this side as well. It looks like they just accidentally did it on one side, or maybe on purpose, and then they're like, oh crap, I gotta do this to the entire console now to make sure it matches. And basically just, yeah, took something abrasive and basically put matching scratches all over the entire console. Dude, that's pretty ridiculous, to be honest. The one thing I will say is it doesn't look quite as bad as I thought it would have. I guess I can give them a little bit of props for, you know, messing up part of the console and then deciding to go ahead and use the abrasive cleaner on the entire thing. Because I will be honest, it does match. It kind of looks like it's supposed to be this matte color and not glossy. But there, you know, on top of that, there are some spots where it's very scratched up. Like you can see here that there's just tons of scratches, and I can't even tell what happened here. Same here is like a massive scratch and just other random weird marks. Like this is odd, to say the least. So guys, you know, let me know down in the comments if I'm just stupid, but you know, I'm like 95% sure that Sony did not make any PS3s that were matte like this, at least not the fat ones. And I actually just looked around it a little bit more, and I found this one spot right here. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it is still glossy right here. So I think they forgot to scratch out this part, which is kind of funny. But one more thing I want to check is what the model number is. So CECHL01. I have a vague memory of what the serial numbers are for these consoles, and CECHL01 sounds like a non backwards compatible PS3, but I guess we'll find out when I put a disc in it and just verify then. So with that being said, let's go ahead and take this thing, plug it into the TV, and boot it up and see if it actually works. All right, guys, so I got the console set up. I've got everything plugged in, and as you can see, I've got two games here. I got a PS3 game and a PS2 game. So obviously the main attraction is the PS3 game, but we're also going to test the PS2 game just to make sure it's not backwards compatible. But I have it plugged in. Let me turn on the power switch, and oh, well, oh, I didn't plug it in my wall yet. All right, now my console is plugged into the wall, and when I flip it on, there we go. All right, so we have a power light now, and when we click this button, it should turn on, so it's green. And probably help if I turn my monitor on. All right, I got my monitor on, and the console is booting up, and I just gotta press the, yep. All right, so it's working now. HDMI detected, yes. All right, yep, that looks good. Check, sure. I don't really care. Just want to boot it up and basically test some games. Yeah, I don't care about internet right now either. No, thank you. The nice thing is, you know, you can actually cancel out of this mess or get through it pretty easily. Or maybe, wow. I don't remember there being this many settings, but sure. All right, so the annoying thing about new consoles is that you have to actually connect them to the internet to like do anything. PS3, one of those older generations, so you can kind of get away with not doing anything. So we are booted up now, and it looks like the main screen is working. My controller is working as well. I'm just kind of testing the basic functions. But yeah, looks like it's working. Let's go ahead and make sure there is no game in there yet. So let's go ahead and put the PS3 game in and see what's up with it. See if it'll work. All right, so as you can see, got Motor Storm. Let's go ahead and stick it in. Takes it in pretty smoothly, and it should pop up momentarily if it is working correctly. There it is, Motor Storm, and it boots up by itself. And here we are, guys. It is booting up. Let's select my language, and we'll kind of just boot it up for a second and go to the main menu and make sure it's actually working. Sorry, I pressed play, but I didn't film it because I was trying to turn my volume down. For some reason, this game has like really loud rock music, but it does look like it's working. Select a bike, sure. Just this random mystery bike, Mohawk, Indiana. I don't know what I'm doing right now. There we go. It just takes forever to load. Okay, so it looks like it's working. Let's go ahead and go back to the main screen, and we'll go ahead and quit the game, and we'll try out our PS2 game just to make sure it's not backwards compatible. I'm pretty sure it's not because the obviously the one sold to me was not meant to be backwards compatible. We're just gonna make sure. So we got GTA 3, a classic. Wow, if I can get it in there. And I'm expecting momentarily for it to tell me that PS2 games are not compatible on this PS3. At least I think that's what it says. And yep, unsupported disc. And this model PS3 is not compatible with PS2 software. So that makes sense, and there we go. All right, guys, so thanks for watching. It does look like this PS3 works, and no issues with it as of yet. I do have to imagine that since it's a refurbished console, they probably fixed something like the yellow light of death. At least I think that's what they called it. I know it was the red ring of death on the 360. I think it was the yellow light of death on the PS3. So they probably fixed that, and it'll probably break again in the future. But I don't know, because I'm probably not going to play that much. So who knows if it'll break or not. But the main takeaway from this is that it was really interesting that this PS3, I'm like 95% sure it's supposed to be glossy, and it looks like they tried to clean part of it and got a lot of scratches on it, and they just decided to use that abrasive cleaning on literally the entire console, and made the entire console scratched up. It's kind of hard to see in the light right now, but I think earlier in the video you could see a little better. But yeah, like right in that glare right there, you can see just little fine scratches along the entire console, except for this one little part right here where they just like forgot to do it for some reason, where it's still super glossy. But that's I don't really know if I should be mad or think it's funny. I'm really confused right now. My emotions on this are really mixed. But let me know down in the comments what you guys think. Let me know if you have this model PS3. Let me know if it's supposed to look scratched up like this. I'm pretty sure it's not, but yeah, just let me know. And thanks for watching, guys, and have a great day.